happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great day. I definitely am. So when you get here, say hi, type the word crest, check your messages, and let's get started. I finally got all my Harry Potter transfers, and we're going to do something with them today. So when you get here, say hi. Let's hope I can see comments. Let me show you, I have one of them there. Let me show you the collection super quick. Can I grab that one, do you think? Let me see if I can grab this one in case you haven't seen it yet. I've already created with it. Okay, here is the collection, okay? So, with the Harry Potter collection, you guys, you get this train, the Hogwarts train, size A. This one's still available. We have the Hogwarts School of, and then it's got the small crest and all of that. The Hedwig is sold out already, so this one is gone, but they are reordering it. Do expect to find this one early March. So either the first or the second week of March, you should be able to find this one. This one also sold out already, the platform 9 3/4. If you did not grab yours yet, these will be restocked early March, okay? Waiting on my letter to Hogwarts. I believe this one also sold out. I'm pretty sure, okay? I didn't memorize them. There were some that were and some that were not. This one sold out as well. You guys, the minis, you get the snitch and the Harry Potter logo and all the different characters and the lightning bolt, that's important. The sorting hat, I can't remember if this was on the list of sold out or not, but this was one of them. Regardless, they'll all be restocked if you can't find them. You also get the one that says Harry Potter. And then this one did sell out too, but it is reordering. Sorry, I used mine already. Gryffindor. What did these all say? Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Ravenclaw. You get Prefect, Alumni, Seeker, Wizard. These will all be restocked, okay? Early March, so you're not missing out. You just maybe have to delay a little bit if you missed it. But we are going to do one other one that I believe is, well, it is still available. So if you type the word crest, check your messages, this one will be available. We're going to use this one today, and this one's called the Hogwarts Crest, okay? So let me head on over to my page. We're going to get this out. Oh, look, I wonder if I'll be able to see that I am live. It looks like maybe I can. Let's find it. Yay, look at that, like normal. You never know with Facebook how things are going to be. Let me get rid of my volume, see who's here. I cut this out. This is not listed on Etsy yet, but it will be soon. But this is a cute little banner, so we are going to paint it and get ready. Hi, Denise. Hi, Tammy. Was today better than yesterday? Well, I'm glad your day was better than yesterday, Tammy. My day was fine, but I still am a teacher, and things still go on every day. For 57 more days. How are you, Denise? Hi, Janet. Hi, Ellen. You ordered yours? Good. Why am I using this old tape? Let's get some new tape. I'm going to tape a couple parts off. You know, I should do it the other way. Hang on. Hi, Lena. How are you? Hello, hello. Welcome to my page, everybody. All right, I'm going to tape some of these pieces off because I want to paint most of this black. And hold on. I want a nice sharp edge on the spots that I don't want to be black. So that's what we're going to do. looking good. Thank you, Lena. I'll take a compliment. I'm tired. I'm a tired bean. Hi, Karen. Karen, I just got your Etsy order cut and shipped, and it will leave my porch tomorrow, my friend. Getting everything caught up and up to date for the cruise is this weekend, you guys, or we leave on Sunday. I leave on Sunday. Okay, here we go. So this is how I'm taping it up because I want the handles, this part and this part, like where it's hanging from, to be a different color. The rest of this we're going to paint black. Okay, so I'm going to get my chalk paste out. Get a little water on my brush. And then we're just going to paint all of this part black. Now this, you know, of course you can do any colors you like. I'm just thinking it's going to look good on black. To be determined, right? Sometimes once I do it, maybe you would think it would be better on another color. I'm just here for inspiration. And if I'm here to show you what maybe isn't great, then that works out also. Sometimes I see, you know, someone else's idea and I just run with that idea, right? I think this is going to be good on black, honestly. I think it's going to be good. I'm feeling confident. Feeling confident. I was super excited. I think I told you guys about this Harry Potter collection because Caitlin, my kids grew up with it. We read them all the stories. We saw the movies. Actually, a little fun fact. We lived, I don't know if you guys, if I've ever talked about this on this page. I don't know why I would have. But we lived in Budapest for a summer when the kids were, Caitlin was 3, Joe was 5, and we lived in Budapest that summer because my husband, I mean, he was working for a company here, but he was, I don't know exactly what he was doing because I was dealing with a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. But he was going to have to travel back and forth from, originally we were going to move to Budapest. That was the original thought, and that for 2 years. And then it was quite expensive to have to put, for the company, to have to put my kids in American school over there. So my husband sort of negotiated he would travel back and forth for a while. Instead, if we could be there for the summer. So the point is, I'm getting to the point. Here, the third, I think it was the third Harry Potter movie came out when we were in Budapest. Pretty sure it was the third one. And we went to watch it in Budapest with subtitles. Isn't that a fun story? Anyway, that's a little look into what our life was like when the kids were little. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you what, if you have little kids, Budapest is an awesome place to take your children because the Hungarians, at least at that time, 20 years ago, are so kid-friendly. Like they are family, what do I want to say? I think it's family-friendly would be a better way to put it. And so there was so much to do. Every day I had my Frommer's Guide to Budapest. My grandma bought it for me just before I left. And I would get that out and figure out what I was going to do the next day. And then we would just, it would tell me like, get on this line and go here. Went to all the children's museums. We went to, they had like, there was a lot of museums for kids. There was like this slide park that, how do I describe that? The slides were like embedded in the side of the mountain. And they're like seriously like slides like I grew up with, so like old school slide, like metal slides, sliding down this mountain. It was crazy. It was a really cool adventure, which Caitlin doesn't really remember a lot of. But Joe remembers enough. He was like 5.5, almost 6. Anyhow, that does connect to Harry Potter, believe it or not. But that's where we saw like the 3rd movie. So there you go. Very cool. So many years ago. If you've ever been, let me know if you've ever been hungry. Well, at that time, 20 years ago, a lot of the kids that we saw at the parks and the different places, all of them spoke English, but like the adults did not. At least where we were. More on the pest side than on the Buddha side. It was cool. My children are high maintenance kids. So I don't know if I would call it fun, but I am so glad we did it, and it was really cool. I have a whole scrapbook, 2 whole scrapbooks of that time in our lives. It was very cool. Slightly connected to Harry Potter, but not all the way. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Lena. I said hi to Lena already. Okay, so this is dry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tape off and move it to the black side, because I'm going to paint these parts a different color also. And I'm thinking about doing these parts in nominee. So we're going to have this beautiful gold part and this black. This is going to kind of be our theme for all of this. Okay, so we're going to use nominee, and we are going to paint with just this brush with our metallic gold. So yeah, I just got off a call for, if you're a designer, we get to see sneak peeks for a long, like we have a Looney Tunes launch. You guys, we are really on the map now. Chalk is coordinating or having, I don't know how you would call it. I know there's a term for it, but I don't know how else to say it. Pairing with all these people. So last year was Tiffany Thiessen and Peanuts, and now we're with Warner Brothers, and with the Harry Potter and with Looney Tunes. It's very exciting. Very exciting. So there's some very classic ones coming. Those are launching tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, okay? So even if you think you're not a Looney Tunes person, you should totally check it out, because if you're around my age-ish, in your 50s and 60s, Looney Tunes was a big deal back then. So it's kind of fun. Collaboration. Thank you, Ellen. I knew there was a word and I could not think of it. Thank you, Ellen. Okay, so this is what we have. This is how I've decided to paint this, okay? You can paint yours however you like. And then, this is what we're going to do next. I'm going to clean my table is what I'm going to do next. Okay. Here we go. So the most important thing we're going to do right now is sand our surface. Okay, so if you get a surface that you love and you want to chalk on it and if you paint it, you definitely want to sand and wax. Okay, I'm just going to lightly sand, and really it only matters where you're going to be chalking, but I'm just going to lightly sand the whole thing so it's kind of cohesive, I guess. Get your sanding dust off. Now this is how you do this for any craft you make, okay? Words are hard sometimes. Totally a Looney Tune. Yay, Sissy, what is your favorite one? I'm sure you got a little sneak peek. And there's one transfer, guys, I'll tell you now for tomorrow, since you know that I can't go live with you until school's out. So heads up, there's one transfer that you can only get if you buy the whole collection. Okay. They call it like a collector's edition collection. And there's going to be one that you can't buy. You can only get if you buy the whole kit and caboodle, okay? And that will be listed. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wax my whole board. Even though I'm not going to chalk on the whole thing, we might as well just get it all looking uniform. Okay, and then you want to flip it over. And buff it back. So now you want your surface to feel slippery, okay? I love the Porky Pig. That's all folks in Tweety Sylvester. So yeah, that is cute too, isn't it? Those were cute also. All right. They're all cute, honestly. The fact that we're allowed to use we can use these transfers and make things that look exactly like the original is amazing. Oh, which one's your favorite, Ellen? There will be more throughout the year, so don't be too sad. You want to take your transfer and fuzz it. Now, these are reusable. I had somebody on one of my reels today ask me if I made these. I don't make these. These are reusable, and I sell them on my website. If you type the word crest and check your messages, it'll take you there. They're all going to be great. I was really surprised they didn't have a minis transfer. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, Tasmanian Devil. Yes. Hopefully he comes out in another one. Hopefully so. I don't know if they do. No. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows the reason? Do I want this way down here? I guess I do. Okay, so we're going to do this in a couple stages here. If you get, when you fuzz your transfer, you want to make sure there aren't, big lumps, or you will get some bleeding. Okay, you just want to get anything that... Okay, so let me think. I'm mainly going to do almost all of this with Nominee. Okay, this gold that we painted the top with. But there are a few parts that I need to do with Storm. And I think I'll do that part first. Hi, Jan. Yes, when the cat's away, the mice will play, as they say. Jace is on an event, so I try to go live before he gets home from work, and since tonight he's not going to be home from work, I decided I can go live whenever I want. So I got all of my shipping done, and I did all my cutting and stuff first today, so that's why. Okie dokie. So what I want to do is have this thing in gray. We're going to do him in gray and the H in gray. Okay. So we're going to start here. And we're going to chalk this round part. This is actually called Storm. It's not called gray. It's called Storm. And I did put all these colors in the cart link, so if you want to recreate this, you'll be able to. Okay, and then what I'm doing is called pasting and pulling, okay? What I don't want to happen is I don't want the paste to dry in the silk screen. since I'm taking a little longer to do this, you want to lift as you go, okay? I typically like to work from the top down. It's just what's easiest for me. You can do this however you like. And then lay it lightly. And then this, I don't know what this is. This is it a badger? It looks like a badger. To me, it looks like, so we have Gryffindor, Slytherin. Is Hufflepuff a badger? I guess I don't know the answer to that. It looks like a badger to me. I don't even know. I called it a badger when I remade notes. Do you have a cheat sheet for color placement? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that, Ellen? You mean for what I'm doing right now? Like, I have a photo pulled up that I grabbed from the interweb. And I'm just going by, I matched that to the closest colors I could come up with, and that's how I'm doing it. But I don't, if you don't mean specifically for this, what do you mean? Okay, so gray, gray, gray. I think these are the only things that were gray. Everything else, we're going to chalk in gold. Okay, so that now what I'm going to do is lift this side. Okay? And I'm not lifting it all the way off the transfer or off the board, right? I'm just lifting it a little bit. I don't want to melt my transfer, so I'm doing this. Okay, I got you. Yes, I'm going to try to do it based on a picture that I see, because we don't want it to be wrong. And then when you go around, what you want to do is only press where you haven't chalked yet, okay? I'm not going to press around the H. I'm not going to press around this badger thing. I don't even know what that is. I'm only pressing where I still need to chalk, okay? All right, then we're going to clean this off because I'm done with this. And we're going to chalk the rest of this in nominee, and it should be helpful, okay? All right, so let me just double check that. And hopefully this works. So fingers crossed. We're going to go ahead and press this in all the way around. You can even tape off your transfer if you want, but I would fuzz your tape, because you don't want to, like when you pull your tape up, you don't want to rip your transfer. But if you, I just kind of, you guys know me, nothing has to be perfect for me. It can be close. I actually just did a whole lesson on that with my class. I read them a book by Peter Reynolds called Ish. And they were like, what's Ish? I said, come live in the Ish with me. And they learned about, you know, things are close enough. It doesn't have to be, you do your best. And it was about painting. And things don't have to be exactly, look exactly like the flowers you see or whatever. It was a very good lesson, I thought. Especially for some of my little perfectionists in my room. Yes, they start off as perfectionists in at least, I know, kindergarten. I've seen it in pre-K also. I used to get so, as a matter of fact, every school year, I read them this story at the beginning of the year about the girl who never made mistakes. And I think I've told this story here before, but I told them it's how you learn. Don't stress. Anyway, there's another story. It's a badger. Thank you, Jan. Okay, now we have our outline. First of all, you could leave it like this. Isn't that so pretty? It actually is pretty just like that. But, and this you're going to clean in your sink, okay? So if you're new, you can reuse this. Put this on a t-shirt, put it on towels or wood like I am, whatever you like, you can put it on anything, okay? We are going to dry this, and I'm going to do my best to fill this in, okay? So here we go. Buckle up. Buckle up, Buttercup. Oh, that worked out really good. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Okay, let me look here now. Okay, now the key is we're done with the gold. And is this dry? What we want to do is we're going to color in these parts, in theory. So around the lion, we need a couple colors. We need, do I want to do that yellow or just leave him like this? We need some skinny brushes is what we need. 1, 2, 3, 4 skinny brushes. And around the lion is going to be red. Now this is Candy Apple. The reason I chose it, we painted black. In the end, even if we don't get full coverage, I think it's going to look dark, okay? Because to me, the Gryffindor red is a dark red. So there's not a huge area to have to paint. I am going to try to not have to worry about laying my transfer back down and just paint close. Okay, that's what we're doing today. So these are there's only the 4 areas that you really need to paint if you want to paint to make this look like at least my image. But again, you can paint a little messy and then lay your transfer back down if you want. I'm going to try to avoid that. But if it doesn't work out, then I'm just going to paint it and lay my transfer back down. But there really isn't a big area to paint, so I'm thinking if you use a skinny brush, you should be able to pull it off. Unless you're me and you paint where you don't want to. I may end up having to lay it down again anyway. Isn't it cool? It really is a cool transfer. Like I said, the black and the red, it's going to end up being a very dark red. Now, I did water my paste down a little bit. You maybe don't want to do it as much as I did. But we're just trying something here. We're just trying something. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it without having to lay my transfer back down, to be honest. I really don't know that I can. And not have it look more muddled than I want it to anyway. So I think I'm going to just paint. The only part is you don't want to get it where there's black. As long as you stay on the gold, it should be fine. I'm not going to paint super messy. I'm really just going to try to be as gingerly as I can, but I don't think it's going to look good unless I lay my transfer back down. So we're just going to do this. Okay, so we're going to go down here. Same thing here. I'm giving it 2 coats, but in the end it's going to be dark. Okay, we'll just leave that over there and see. Thank you, Lena. Okay, now around the, I made a note. Around the badger is yellow. I am not going to water my paste down because this is going to take 2 coats regardless. If I put water on it, it's never going to cover. But we'll be able to clean up anywhere I paint on the badger. It really is a very small area to paint. It's just to get in there and do it. You could use paint markers, but to paint over black, you'd have to go over it so many times. Probably don't want to do that. Getting quiet. So it's going to look like yesterday when I did this with our chick. It's going to look a little muddled. But then we'll bring back all the detail when I lay the transfer back down. And I am going to just not worry about getting it on him. Just any outline area I don't want to. I'm going to go around the horn. And guys, in case you didn't know this, I just realized this today. The sale for Perks members and designers is still ongoing. So if you're a Perks member, there are still transfers on sale for you. That actually covered pretty well, but I think I'm just going to do a quick second coat. So by the time I get to the end, this part where I painted in the beginning is already dry. So you can just like go right back over it just to brighten it up a little bit. Because painting over black, you definitely need 2 coats with just about every color you use. Okay, so once you do it the first time, it's a little bit easier to see where you need to paint on the way back around. So that's what I'm going to do here. Do your brushes have sizes, numbers? No, Ellen, I have very cheap brushes from Hobby Lobby. They came like in a pack of, I don't even know how many, 10, 20 maybe, for just not very much money at all. So I would say the tinier the brush, the better luck you're going to have doing this. I'm just totally going by eye I'm not a painter at all, not even a little bit of a painter. Okay, we're going to call the yellow good for now. And then around him needs to be blue. So I chose cadet for this. And again, it's going to, because it's on black, it will be a deeper color. I might have a better brush. Yeah. I mean, that one was good, but not for what I was doing here. This one would have been better for all of them, probably. I should have used this one on all the areas. This is like the perfect skinniness. At least if it does, I don't know about it. If it has a number, I didn't know it had a number. Wait, I got to get in between these. This is called, make sure your contacts work real well. To get in between these little feathers. Okay, this is definitely going to need a second coat. So I'm just going to go right back over this. And I am not putting any water on my brush. None. Okay. Okay, then we have this area, which is a little easier. Definitely easier to paint on this side. It's so weird. I don't have the TV on and it's so quiet in my house. Do you guys like to just have the TV on for noise? It's so quiet here right now. I do better with a little background noise. I don't know why, but I can concentrate better. That is funny how it seems just dead silent here. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit between the legs. Right here. I love the blue and the gold together anyway. All right, I'm going back over the blue again. Just to make it a little more noticeable. As it dries, it gets super dark on this black. Is that where am I going here? Right here. Okay, so we've got our red, our blue. That looks good, you guys. Look at that. I've been like staring down for too long. My eyes hurt. Yes, it's nice to have like a little something in the background. Now around this one is green. Slytherin is green and gray. This is something I learned yesterday, which I probably should have known, but I really did not know any of that prior to, I created a reel last night. I'm trying to get some reels made for you guys when I am gone on my cruise with Jace. And I'll be popping on from time to time also to try to share, but I have no idea. We do have internet, like Chalk is giving us all internet and a drink package and all the stops, which is so awesome of them. So I will be able to connect with you all. And actually, now that I think about it, I need to call my I need to call my internet, or not my internet, but my phone people. I need to call my phone people. see if I can, so they see if my phone works over there. So we're going to get in the middle here. And then I am going to paint this snake gray storm color on the inside. And we're going to just see how it looks with the gold detail. But I want to get this green done first. And honestly, it looks like I can probably get away with just one coat of this ivy. Hi, Tammy. Tammy, how have you been? I don't remember seeing you on a live in forever. How have you been? I hope good. Though I kind of shifted from going live in the evening to earlier in the day. So maybe you missed me because I've been going live earlier. Yeah, this green is definitely going to be fine with one coat, I think. Definitely, I think. How do you like that conviction? Okay, now we got this. Do I need another coat? It's kind of a dark green, their colors, but maybe I'll just do a little bit more. Just to be sure. It's pretty thick right here. Let me spread that out. Okay, the last thing I need to paint is the snake, and he needs to be gray, or storm as it's known. You're asleep by now? Do you have to get up super early? I'm usually on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Time. This is late for me. What time is it? Oh, 6:30. If you guys are new to my page, I'm in North Texas. I'm originally from Michigan, so you might hear the you guys come out and all that. But we live in North Texas right now. We've been here for, gosh, this summer will be 16 years that we've been in North Texas. Oh, I missed a spot. That should be green. Because I think that's like open. Is that? Yeah, I think so. I need to get a little bit of green in there. You wouldn't see it, but I would, and it would bother me. So I'm going to fix it. There's a teeny tiny spot that should be green, which is right in here. I really need to get this brush back together, but we're gonna do it. Okay, this is the last thing I think I need to paint. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like before you go back and add your detail, okay? So we're going to, you know what, I'm gonna leave it out in case I have to do any touch-ups, okay? So what you want to do is make sure this is so dry, okay? You don't want to take all that time to paint and then smear it, okay? So make sure this is super dry. Okay, this is basically dry, but I remembered I got to clean my transfer. Oh, you're at work at that time. Okay. Well, that's why. Well, how are you asleep at 6:30, but you're still at work? You're saying maybe you're at the end of your work. Maybe you're at the end of your work. I get it. I get it, my friend. Okay, so I'm going to clean the transfer, and we're going to lay it back down, okay? So probably, well, I don't know if you could. It's up to you. The first time around, when you chalk the first time, you could maybe just chalk everything in one color if you wanted. like all of it in gray or all of it in gold. Probably gold would be the fastest. And then when you lay it back down, you could do your different colors in gold and in gray and gold, okay? That's a way you could do it. I was trying not to have to do this, but I think it's going to look better, so we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay. I'm just drying the transfer. I've got it here on my, whatever this is called, my fuzz cloth. I just want to make sure it's real dry, and you want to fuzz it really good. And we're going to also sand this and wax it again, okay? Because, so let's do that. I'm going to get a real old, for this part, this is why you want to make sure it's super dry. This is a super old sandpaper, okay? And you don't have to sand this part, but I think it works better if you just super lightly go over all the areas where you painted, okay? Because of course, you're going to paint a little bit on the gold, and it's going to cause it to be raised, okay? And it's just going to give you an opportunity to get a bleed. So if you sand it so lightly, okay, so that it's a little more smooth, it's less opportunity for it to bleed when you lay it back down, okay? So you want to do that, and then what you want to do is wax again, okay? So you want to wax a second time when you're going to lay the transfer down. And the only places you really need to wax is here on the green where all the spots we painted. Because all the spots that we painted are going to be where the transfer is going to be sticking. And you don't want the sticky part to pull up what you just painted, right? Like you're trying to protect it. Hopefully that helps. Oh, you poor thing. Hi, Teresa. You're up. Oh, you're up at 3:30 in the morning. Yuck. That's early, my friend. Are you a nurse? Do you work a nurse? Are you working like 12-hour shifts like as a nurse? Okay, we're going to lay this back down. We're going to put away our other colors because I think we're good. I think I've prepared it well enough. Let's get rid of my paintbrushes here. Cover everything up. And then we're just going to, except we do need Storm. We need Storm and we need Nominee. Okay, these are the only two colors we need out now. So I'm going to go over this in Storm just like I did last time. Okay, the same exact way. Okay, so I'm going to lay this back down. And just make small, I know some people say, I don't like to do that. Small movements. Up and down until you basically don't see any black anymore. Okay, now I don't have to worry about the top. Did I miss that spot? Oh, I guess I did. You don't really have to worry about the top, okay? But all the areas where we painted, we're going to want to go around, okay? So I don't have to worry about this. Just kind of on this inside crest, and I happen to miss this little spot. So I'm going to do the gray spots first. Since I missed that little spot, why not? Okay, and then... No, just the H. Well, I don't even need to do the H again because I didn't go anywhere near it. But I'm going to go near this badger. because you can see all my yellow peeking through there. So basically, we're cleaning that up where I got that background color on it. Okay? So just those two spots of gray. Or the one spot, really. And then we're going to lift. And then we can see that we got it all nice and cleaned up. Okay? Now we're going to use our gold, basically all on this inside part. Okay? Hopefully this is making sense. Because this all can be gold. But you can see where the red is peeking through, so this is going to clean that up. Okay? And then you're going to see over here with the green, I'm definitely going to go over my, what's he called? My snake. Okay? And I'm just going to lift slowly. So now I'm getting my detail back. And then we're going to do the bottom part here. So we're going to go around this guy. You can't see it as much because that blue is so dark. But we're just going to clean up our around this guy. I don't know what he is. Raven. Raven! It's a raven claw. Raven. We know what he is. And around this guy. I think the badger was the one that needed the most work. All right, guys, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. I think this turnout is so good. What do you guys think? I want to hold it up so you can see it. So you can see it. And then what I want you to tell me is, should I like distress the edges or just leave it alone? What do you think? Here is our crest. What do you think? I think this turned out amazing. Type the word crest, check your messages. How cool is that? Right? Hit that heart button for me. I hope you love it. There's such a delay, you guys. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so much. Type the word crest. Check your messages. This is your Hogwarts crest inspiration. And I hope to see you guys all very soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you.